I recently created a Discord community server and hosted a small contest over there. The challenge was to build a military mock of your choice in only 5 days. We received a ton of cool submissions and I've even built a mock by myself, which I will present you in the end of the video, so stay tuned. The winner will receive an instruction of his choice, which is sponsored by Bricks of Valor, which is by the way my online shop. You can find both the link of my Discord server as well as for my online shop in the description down below, but let's take a closer look at all the builds. This World War II early stage mock was made by Robert. It looks like he built a Panzer 38T mock, which is covered by a group of German soldiers. I really like all the tiny details, like this bicycle for the civilians, as well as all the cool weapons which the Germans are carrying. Another great part of this build are all the different colors, which make it look really vibrant. The second build by Brickmock Duo showcases a Stuck, Ausführung F. It looks like a group of German soldiers are under heavy attack and try to cover behind their Stuck, which is disabled because one of the tracks are down. The build itself is quite simple, but I really like the black frame as well as the colors, which are dark tan as well as green and some plants in red. Colonel Bricks made a great windmill and even included our Tiger 1 Osif E. He definitely spent a lot of time building the vegetation, as you can see a lot of these grass pieces as well as some of them are carrying these Technic pins which work as wheat field. I really like the interaction between all of the minifigures, as you can clearly see that they're discussing future plans. You really did a great job, mate. Velo's mock depicts street fights in France near Normandy quite after the landings on D-Day. The German Panther tank is guided by infantry and just got ambushed by US troops. The US anti-tank gun is just ready to fire a round into the back of the Panther, which is by the way its weakest point. Additionally, the Americans are hiding in an MG nest and just fired its Browning gun. World War II Ruben Bricks created the first modern mock. It depicts a custom-made US Humvee which got ambushed. It is a small mock, but you can see some cool details like the stalk as well as this cool looking minifigure positioning. The next mock depicts the Kherson district in Ukraine 1943. It showcases a German PaK-40 anti-tank gun guided by its crew. Thanks to their white uniform, they are perfectly camouflaged in the snowy area. This small mock again is full of details. Fahnenjunker Bricks created an awesome looking mock called Rotterdam Blitz. I absolutely love the architecture as well as the overall atmosphere of this build. You can feel the desperate situation of the Dutch soldiers, which had no chance against the German Fallschirmjägers in the early stages of World War II. Both the build as well as the photo quality is top notch and really helps creating a nice atmosphere of this build. Build number 8 reminds me of my old Battle of Berlin mock and I really like it. You can never go wrong with a well executed freeform mock. For the next mock I can't really tell you what it depicts, but it looks like a fantasy tank. Great. Finally a World War I mock, and it depicts the 100 Days Offensive in 1916. You can find 2 exhausted German soldiers taking cover in their trench. I am a big fan of these trench coats and use them by myself. Tank Fan created the Battle of Berlin mock for us. It depicts a destroyed house which causes a lot of rubble, which definitely makes sense for Battle of Berlin mock as the whole city got bombed out. The last standing German soldiers desperately trying to defend their capital city. Brick ML created a late war mock taking place in Germany 1945. The MG nest is quite too square for my taste, so you could try to use some wedge blades. Other than that, you definitely can find some great looking scenes. He also submitted an overview picture of his mock. This beautifully looking freeform mock is one of my favorites for now. I just love how the green and dark bluish grey part are working greatly together. The mock also tells an interesting story of an exhausted German soldier who just got found by 2 of his comrades. The foliage and tree gives the mock its needed extra touch. The next build depicts a Netherlands unit guided by our Panzer III. They are on their way to the Eastern Front. I have to say that my favorite part of this mock is the big hill in the background. Splinter created a masterpiece. The Panzer IV is so well integrated into the landscape and it looks super real how he is driving through the river. All the action shots are just super interesting to look at. Just look how he complemented the soldiers into the landscape, like this dead German soldier as well as the Soviet soldier who is moving through the water. Verdex built an awesome looking Dunkirk mock. It depicts both the intense street fights of the French as well as the British who are waiting for their rescue at the beaches. You cannot tell the story of this battle better in LEGO form than he did. I love all the action shots as well as these British who just got attacked by a German air raid. The next unique build depicts the Battle of Gorizia in August 1916 and comes again with a lot of cool action scenes, so just lean back and enjoy. The 18th mock again depicts the Netherlands division guided by our Tiger 1 Osif E. I am a big fan of the clean look of this mock and I really like how he built the clean curve of the road. Additionally, he decided to give us some cool looking night shots of his mock as well, so enjoy. The Silo Heights mock is one of the biggest ones in this contest. I really like how he modified the SD Kfz 251 as it did burn out. Other than that, he provided some cool action shots like these. Mock number 20 again depicts our Panzer III and SD Kfz 251. It looks like the SD Kfz 251 is waiting for the Panzer III, which is past it. I really like the overall clean look of the build, but I have to say that I don't really like the white border, as I prefer black ones or the ones which are using the colors you've used at the terrain like green or dark tan. Painful Swine again built a city battle. The battle is supposed to take place in France 1940. A group of German soldiers got attacked by British and French forces. German builder created one of the best mocks of this contest. I am a huge fan of the rounded shape of this trench, he really made this super well. It is not easy to avoid any gaps when you build around like this one, but he did an excellent job on it. Other than that, the minifigure positioning is great and all the white tiles perfectly work for a snowy detailed landscape. Alexander built the first African campaign mock for us and it depicts a British raid at the Italian base. He didn't include complex building techniques, but the details are still very nice. This Battle of Metz mock again is an absolute banger. At first I have to say that I love the different levels of the build. Other than that, it looks super nice how the German soldiers are running behind the Stuck. He also made use of unique building techniques like the one in the back. The final community build depicts a battle of the Yugoslavian wars. Ghost Bricks created again a mock full of details. He even printed out some posters. But he also included some crucial details like this one. This build really depicts how crucial the Yugoslavian wars were, so let's never forget history and try to avoid it in the future. Okay, so as I just mentioned in the beginning of the video, I've also created a mock in this short time frame to see what I can build. I've made a surface of 32 by 32 studs and pre-built this destroyed house, and as it took a lot of time, I've decided to build it off cam. Next, I've prepared the rest of the surface by adding some filler plates to add all the landscape next to the house. I've stacked a bunch of black bricks and decided to cover the big hole of the entrance right so. I have a lot of experience in building destroyed houses, but this time I've decided to include some unique techniques as well, like I've used these 1x1 Technic bricks with one hole in the side, which work as bullet holes, and the combination of all the cheese slopes and other parts work perfectly for a destroyed wall. Next, I've continued building the landscape, and this time I've decided to go with a lot of these 2x4 plates with the studs because I like the rough look of these plates. Other than that, I've used a lot of tiles to fill in all the gaps like usual. I've wanted to make the look of the border look uniform to the rest of the landscape, and that's why I've decided to include this curved piece right here. In my opinion, this makes the border look more interesting. I've then tiled the rest of the border and elevated it again here at this part. Now I just had to build the right landscape which fits the size of the border. Of course, we couldn't miss out on a tank, so here's our M1 Abrams, which you can buy by the way at Bricks of Valor. Of course, the turret is movable and I made use of this in my mock. Now I just have to finish the rest of the landscape and the mock is already done. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about mine and all the other mocks, and tell me which one you like the most. Now you have seen all the builds, but right, one thing is missing. I have to pick a winner. I've originally planned to give only one instructions to the winner, but I've decided to give some more. All of your builds were great, especially in this short time frame, so don't hesitate and take part at the next one, even though you haven't won something this time. So here are 3 honorable mentions, and ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with the 3 winners. Well, technically we have even 4 winners, as I've decided to give the 3rd place to 2 of you. I will message all the winners at Discord very soon, but you can already take a look at our website to decide which instructions you want to have. Thanks again to all the submissions, you are a great community and I'm glad we finally connected on Discord. Bye bye.